We are nearing our main event between Juan Carlos Payano and Alexis Santiago. Let's take a look at our Corona tale of the tape. Corona invites you to find your beach. Payano, 7 years older than Santiago. Santiago has the height and the reach advantage as we get set for our main event tonight here in Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sam's Town Live here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Premier Boxing Champions now features the main event live on FS1, 10 rounds in the junior featherweight division. Brought to you by Mayweather Promotions. The three judges ringside are Adelaide Bird, Tim Cheatham, and Dave Moretti. And the referee in charge, when the bell sounds, Tony Weeks. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He comes in wearing the white trunks with the Mexican flag as his trim. His professional record stands at 24 wins, 8 of those by way of KO against 4 losses and 1 draw. Fighting out of Phoenix, Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alexis Beaver Santiago. Across the ring, his adversary fighting out of the blue corner. He comes in wearing the white trunks trimmed with the black. As a professional, 18 wins, 9 of those by way of knockout against 1 loss. Joining us from Santiago, Dominican Republic, he is the former champion, Juan Carlos Payano. It is Alexis Santiago and Juan Carlos Payano. Payano, the former world champion, is hoping to put on a performance worthy of gaining another title shot. Alexis Santiago trying to get back in the win column after suffering a defeat at the hands of Jose Cayetano. Ray Flores, Jay Leon Love, Jordan Hardy, ringside here. It is PBC on FS1. Got to enjoy watching the junior featherweights square off. They're so quick and plenty of action, Jay Leon.
Yeah, they throw a lot of punches. Here, Payano coming out right now, letting his hands go.
And immediately he goes on the offensive, moving forward as Payano. And he sends a straight left down the middle of the abdomen of Santiago. Santiago, I know, his style is to keep his hands relatively low, but it would serve him well, Jay Leon, to keep him up because you don't know where Payano's going to throw from.
Oh, exactly. Protect yourself. Keep your hands up. That's like the #1 thing in boxing. Keep your hands up in right positions. Don't let your hands down. It's kind of careless boxing.
Prior to his defeat at the hands of Jose Cayetano, it was Alexis Santiago who had been victorious in 10 straight before that defeat. So Santiago is known for rattling off and getting win streaks together.
No, yeah, he's a very solid fighter. He's a very class fighter as well. His style is different. But I think he can do something with Payano, working behind the jab and keeping his range.
Well, as you mentioned in your keys to victory, Santiago needs to gain the respect of Payano early in this matchup.
Yeah, Payano is a really aggressive fighter. He comes forward and lets his hand go. If you don't slow him down, he's going to try to run all over you.
And they dub Payano Baby Pacquiao because his aggressive come-forward style, and he throws an array of punches.
Yeah, he does let his hands go a lot. And shoots punches from different areas, different angles.
And also Payano, this is the first time that he's fought here in Las Vegas. He said it was a goal of mine to fight here in the fighting capital of the world, and now that I have it, I want everyone to see what I can do.
Well, definitely. Everybody wants to fight in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the home in the backyard of boxing, so this is his chance right now. No matter if he's a world champion already, Las Vegas is where everybody wants to fight.
It's like if you can make it. And some punches being thrown there as Payano shoots a straight left down the middle. Now goes to the body of Santiago. That's the end of the first round. And with Alexis Santiago, in his mind, in order for him to be successful tonight, he needs to stay on the outside, because it's clear that Payano, and during the course of his fights, he likes to mix it up. I mean, Payano, former world champion, defended his title against Rashid Warren, lost the title to Warren, but he likes to mix it up. He loves these quote-unquote firefights, as they like to say in boxing terms, Jay Leon.
Yeah, you don't want to sit here and bang or go tit for tat with him. That's his specialty, to just fight.
A straight left down the middle for Payano. Payano, no stranger to having quite a bit of fights, as he goes ahead and lands a straight left down the middle. Payano, and he changes up his stances momentarily, dipped down real low then, and he popped up. That's the explosiveness of Payano. And Santiago, rather than stay on the outside, I guess he's just willing to stand and trade.
That's the fighter in him. Just say, forget it. Let's forget the whole game plan. Just go out and just rumble.
And you hear the chants of Beaver here. Quite a bit of fans that have made the drive from Phoenix, and also Santiago has a litany of supporters here in Las Vegas. Santiago moving forward, but Payano's using his jab. 100 seconds left, round 2. An uppercut that connected for Payano, but back comes Santiago.
Looks like this is just going to be a battle right here in the middle of the ring.
So they're going to test each other without a doubt, Jay Leon. And Juan Carlos Payano, a decorated amateur career. They're saying that he is one of the 2 greatest amateurs to ever come out of the Dominican Republic. His amateur record, 421 and 25 and 2 Olympic tours. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is impressive.
On the opposite side for Santiago, he trains at the Mayweather Boxing Gym, and it is great for him. He said everyone is working and getting ready for their fights, and they're all pushing one another to try to gain those W's, as one of his stablemates, Ladarius Miller, just did over Jamel Herring.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's a big support system now at the Mayweather Boxing Gym. You know, and you don't want to be the last one in line not working hard. So, you know, you want to put the work in so you can become successful when you go out and put out.
Juan Carlos Payano surges forward, but Santiago is holding his ground in the center of the ring, as Payano throwing 2 straight lefts coming forward. Santiago momentarily backs him up with a straight right down the middle. And that ends round 2. You're watching PBC on FS1. Welcome back to PBC on FS1. Juan Carlos Payano, the former champion, being joined and spoken to by his head trainer, Herman Caicedo. And Payano, he lost the title 1 year ago, just over a year ago, to Rashid Warren. They had a heck of a matchup in 2015 as well. Some even said that was a candidate for fight of the year, and I've never really seen Payano in a boring fight whatsoever.
No, me either. The fight between, what, WBA champion?
Rashid Warren, him and Warren, they had 2 battles, and it was Payano gaining a split decision victory over Warren. They had a rematch last June where Warren was successful, and I would love to see a 3rd fight between the 2, and anytime either of those fighters are inside the ring, sign me up.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Put up both great fighters, but whether former and current champion, really good fighters.
If you're Alexis Santiago, what does he need to do to try to, quote-unquote, gain that respect from Payano?
Keep him at his range, you know, catch him at the end of the punches. You know, he's trying to just fight right now. Don't fight. Stick to with your game plan. Stay long. You're the taller, longer fighter. You got the longer arms. Payano is shorter. He needs the box. Box. Keep it in the center of the ring.
And And Santiago's trying to smother Payano. So rather than Santiago stay on the outside, it may be that he's changing his game plan and looking to crowd Payano so he doesn't get a lot of leverage and range behind his shots.
Yeah, that is true, but at the end of the day, Payano is still going to let his hands go, and he's the more active fighter, so he's going to win the rounds, whether he smothers him or not.
And I wish people could see that Payano dips really low. He has a great amount of strength in his calves and his thighs because he dips really low and then immediately springs right back up and shoots a jab to the body of Santiago. That's not easy to do.
No, it's a level change. He changes levels really well. You know, that's just in shape. You know, good legs. You know, just you know, giving them different angles, and that's what he's doing right now.
And Payano, 33 years of age, but he is fighting like a 23-year-old.
That is correct. He's definitely letting his hands go, making the fight.
And Santiago, 26. Payano using that jab, but he got caught with the big straight right down the middle. That sent his head back. Santiago connecting with that straight right as Payano momentarily let his hands down, and Santiago made him pay. And again, Santiago connects again. Payano really wide and winging shots, sort of throwing caution to the wind, and he got caught.
Yeah, he did. He did get caught. Straight punches is what's landing for Santiago.
And there seems to be some blood that is streaming from the left eye, above the left eye of Payano. That was due largely, in my opinion, to that big right hand as we take a look at, boom, connecting right there. You're watching PBC on FS1. You're watching PBC on FS1 here in Las Vegas. They are tending to a cut above and on the forehead of Juan Carlos Payano that was caused due to a big punch from Alexis Santiago. Round 4, this one's scheduled for 10. Ray Flores, Jay Leon Love, Jordan Hardy. Make sure on social media when discussing tonight's event, use the hashtag PBC on FS1. Again, use the hashtag on social media, PBC on FS1. Juan Carlos Payano, the former champion, taking on Alexis Santiago. Santiago, 24 victories to his credit against 4 losses, and now they continue to mix it up at close distance.
That cut seems to be giving Payano a little problem. He's swiping at it.
And Jay Leon, in the fighter meetings, it was the camp of Alexis Santiago, Chris Ben, who they were worried about a cut maybe happening to Alexis Santiago because Payano leans in with his head. They say that at times it is Payano who employs dirty tactics.
Yeah, you know, that's just his fight style, you know, and the veteran in him, you know, to possess those tactics. So, no, but he has the cut first. And he does use his head.
When it looks like there's a bruise or a cut there, but it's not bleeding on the forehead of Alexis Santiago as well.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a bruise.
Halfway home, round 4. This one's scheduled for 10. Payano doesn't seem to be throwing with as much frequency compared to that of the first couple rounds.
No, he doesn't. It seems like the aggression of Santiago is really kind of slowing his punch rate down.
When it's smart aggression, and Santiago is fighting a very smart fight. He sees the openings and he makes Payano pay. Payano's waiting for that one big concussive shot, but Santiago has been steady in his work rate.
Yeah, he has, and he's definitely smothering the shots of Payano, so he can't really get the shot off like he wants to.
Now Payano is moving forward. And also Payano, his jab he doesn't extend his jab. It's like a pawing jab that tries to deflect enough attention so that he can connect with that straight left.
Right, a blinding jab. He's blinding his opponent. You know, you're more focused on the jab that's hitting you and pawing you, consistently. Then he lands the big shot.
And a sweeping right cross that found its mark for Alexis Santiago. 2 right hands there for the Phoenix, Arizona native.
This is turning out to be a pretty good fight.
And more of the cut there for Payano. Payano spins around, and that ends the 4th. A sense of calm that is sort of being displayed from Herman Caicedo and the corner of Juan Carlos Payano.
Yeah, he has a good corner and obviously a good cut man as well. So, you know, they don't not really worried about the cut bothering him at all.
But the one thing in Jordan's report is they are urging Payano to pick up his punching and to throw more because they believe that Payano is a step above Alexis Santiago.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, the corner is confident. But right now, Santiago is countering when he can, and he's catching Payano.
Payano landed like an uppercut, an unorthodox straight left on the temple by Payano, but Santiago has been landing that right cross as Payano backs up. He's backing up straight away as well, Jay Leon.
Yeah, he is backing up. He's kind of using his in and out movement, trying to see punch, 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 step back, see what's open, and goes right back in for the attack.
But there is a lack of using angles that is hurting Juan Carlos Payano.
It is. He's not fighting the way he normally fights, and maybe it's just the style of Santiago.
When Payano and Santiago, there you see he goes ahead and dips down that level change that you spoke about.
Yeah, the level change, I'm telling you, that right there can break a fighter down, break a fighter up, and whatever assault he's trying to do, it can really hold him back.
But for Santiago, when it comes to the angles that he uses, he does not stand stationary or upright. He uses these little angles and just these subtle angles that Santiago uses that doesn't keep him on a straight line for Payano to land successfully.
Yeah. Angles are key. Punching off angles, using your angles while punching is dangerous. It makes you a more dangerous fighter.
Payano closing the distance, looking to unload on Santiago. And Santiago is certainly gaining the respect of Payano as Tony Weeks will separate them.
That's the key, gaining respect. You don't want a guy to just come forward and with a crazy assault like Payano has. So Santiago's definitely won that, getting his respect.
Alexis Santiago coming forward as now Payano is having to fight off his back foot. It is this power struggle in this matchup, Jay Leon, between Payano and Santiago. Who is going to gain control of the center of the ring?
It's right now Payano has the control. Santiago is just trying to push forward with his hands up. I think he needs to work behind his jab if he's gonna move forward.
Final moments of round 5. This one is scheduled for 10. Juan Carlos Payano and Alexis Santiago. That's the end of the 5th. We're halfway home. Hey, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, 2 worlds collide when boxing's best. Floyd Money Mayweather takes on the notorious Conor McGregor. We have an exciting week of Fight Week coverage on Fox and FS1 leading into the mega fight. Friday, August 25th, the live weigh-in show, 6 p.m. Eastern here on FS1. I'll be there Friday, August 25th. Sergey Deryuchenko and Toriano Johnson. What a matchup that'll be in the middleweight division. Saturday, August 26th on Fight Night. The pre-fight show on Fox begins at 6 p.m. with the prelims following at 7 p.m. Then make sure to join us on FS1 for all the post-fight coverage. And then this Saturday live on Showtime pay-per-view, the biggest fight in combat sports history, Floyd Money Mayweather and the notorious Conor McGregor. My goodness, it is like Christmas week, Jay Leon, as we have this mega matchup and we have some outstanding fights in between along with Fight Week festivities.
This is it. You know, we've been waiting for a long time for this. And yeah, you do have some great fights before the big fight. So yeah, you have some great matchups.
And Jay Leon, I've been around many grand arrivals here in Las Vegas, but nothing compared to the energy that I experienced this afternoon with Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but you know what, Floyd Mayweather, you know, we know what he brings to the table, but Conor McGregor and his fans are something serious.
Well, I tell you what, Juan Carlos Payano is bringing to the table, is bringing forth quite a bit of punches to begin round 6.
And using angles as well. So yeah, he's definitely doing his thing right now. He's taking advantage and control.
Herman Caicedo made that adjustment, I'm sure, in the corner in between rounds.
Good body shot.
With a right hook to the body of Santiago, but Santiago is giving a good account of himself in this fight against Payano, the former world champion.
He is. It is not one-sided. You know, he's definitely game, and he's going to fight while he's in there. So he's making it ugly, but he's making it a good fight.
Would you like to see Santiago throw more punches and be more active?
I do. I want to see him working the inside more. If you're going to sit there in the pocket, you might as well let your hands go there and move his head.
Payano now is being the aggressor, coming forward. And Payano snuck in an uppercut right to the body, but back comes Santiago, responding with a couple of punches of his own. 80 seconds left, round 6. For Payano, this fight means a great deal to him aside from a ranking standpoint, but this is his debut here in Las Vegas.
A dream of his. So he's definitely coming to show the world what he has. All right, now he's taking control, letting his hands go.
Well, he's being a busier fighter as well. And Payano, this is the kind of fight that he wants. Fight on the inside, whereas Santiago, in terms of that thought process of using your distance, that sort of went out the window after the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, you know, he's supposed to be using his range of jab. You know, I guess that's the fighter in him, though. Just fight.
When Santiago's of Mexican descent, so it is that fire within him, and he just has that mentality to want to stand and engage.
Well, that's out of most Mexican fighters.
Yeah, pretty much. No doubt. That is one of their MOs. Juan Carlos Payano, Alexis Santiago. They're going back and forth to conclude round 6. Now we see Juan Carlos Payano being attended to by Herman Caicedo, and the corner, as you alluded to, Jay Leon, a couple rounds ago, they did a very good job to halt that bleeding on the forehead.
Yeah, that's important, having a great corner, especially a cut man, you know, to go ahead and, you know, anything can happen in there. If you get those bad cuts in those bad areas, it can almost stop the fight. It's really good to have somebody that can control that.
And as our brilliant crew went ahead and took a look at Alexis Santiago, his head is bruised and he has cuts on his face. None of them are bleeding and impairing his vision, but he is getting, you know, some shots taken, and it's visibly being shown on his face.
Yeah, and as the rounds go on, it may get worse, so he has to move his head more.
But the one item that we love from Alexis Santiago is just this desire to want to go ahead and be an entertaining fighter. I mean, Santiago certainly knows how to do that.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know what? Like I said, most Mexican fighters, when they get hit hard, kind of the game plan goes out and they fight. But he's putting out a good challenge.
And Juan Carlos Payano seems to be the bull in there from a theoretic standpoint. He is bowling over the matador in Alexis Santiago.
He is, and he's definitely doing well at it. And that's more of his fight style, you know, going forward and just letting his hands go.
And Santiago just backed up and he took a big deep breath, so the conditioning and that forward pressure from Payano is starting to take its toll.
Yeah, we are here now in the 7th round, and this could take a toll on you. Just punching, 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 you definitely can.
And Jay Leon, you know what it's like when you are walking down an opponent, round in, round out. You feel their body language start to change. Do you really sense that over the course of the few rounds?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, you heard a guy, you know, you start to walk him down. You can see their body change, you know, their body language, and you got to be able to read the body language. Some people miss it. So yeah, you can definitely see it, and you can know when you can go for the kill.
And you actually have a big matchup coming up on September 8th against Abraham Hahn. I'm sure you are fully entrenched in training camp for that one.
Yeah, we had a good training today, and you know, we kind of, you know, got our training and sparring in out the way so we can come here and do this.
We appreciate you splitting your time with us. Calling Juan Carlos Payano, Alexis Santiago, as we are under a minute remaining. Santiago looking to sit down on his punches, but Payano gets out of the way. And he's just so elusive, is Payano, throwing quite a bit.
Yeah, he just throws his hands, lets his hands go.
And you never know really where a punch is going to come from, because sometimes he'll change his levels, other times he'll paw the jab, or he'll throw a winging, you know, left hook of some sort. So Payano can connect on a variety of different places.
Yeah, he can. You can tell why. That's why he's a really good amateur fighter. Oh,
Near the conclusion of round 7. You're watching PBC on FS1 here from Las Vegas. PBC on FS1, Herman Caicedo giving instructions to Juan Carlos Payano, and Payano happens to be a stablemate with unbeaten heavyweight contender Luis King Kong Ortiz. And what's interesting about their friendship is that Ortiz is the biggest guy in the gym, but he is also the most quiet. Payano, on the other hand, is among the smallest but the most vocal, who commands everyone's respect. So a tale of two different personalities that get together and are both fighting at a high level here in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, Ortiz is a really good fighter. I like him a lot. You can tell he's kind of quiet.
And let's take a look at how you have the fight score. Jay Leon 69-64 in favor of the former world champion Juan Carlos Payano. And he shoots that straight left down the center. 3 more rounds remaining. If you're Alexis Santiago, what do you have to do in order to try to get this fight more in your favor, at least close the distance from a scoring standpoint?
Yeah, use your range. He can punch. He's a pretty decent puncher. Use your range. Hit this guy. You know, he's right there to be hit. And you just kind of smothering your shots. You got to get some range behind your punches and catch him on the end coming in.
And the activity level for Santiago has dropped, whereas Payano has increased his work rate.
Payano may getting tired as well from punching so much.
And along with Luis Ortiz, Juan Carlos Payano shares some gym time with Claudio Marrero, who was successful here over Carlos Zambrano. You and I and Badu Jack called that one in the month of April. And also he used to train with the #1 contender in the WBC at 154 pounds, Erickson Hammer Lupin as well. So a good contingency there down in Florida.
Yeah, really good. A lot of good fighters. Good body shot. Santiago has to use the jab instead of just walking in. He has to use the jab.
Well, he's coming in just throwing power shots, but then he gets tattooed by Juan Carlos Payano. 65 seconds remaining, round 8. Juan Carlos Payano knew he needed to pass this test against Alexis Santiago, and so far it has gone his way. It hasn't been easy, but he has been the more active fighter in this matchup.
Yeah, no, it isn't easy for him, but at the end of the day, he's been dominating so far. It is a rough fight.
The last time we saw Payano in the ring was back on January 13th of this year, a 7th round knockout over Isao Carranza. And Payano goes back to the body. This is the final stages of round 8. And Alexis Santiago seems to be extremely tired, but he's still staying in the center of the ring, willing to engage with Juan Carlos Payano. That's the end of the 8th. Round 9. 2 more rounds remaining. Juan Carlos Payano bounces right back off his stool. And Santiago being told by his trainer, you need these last 2. Payano continues to be active, using his jab to pester Santiago.
And the angles are bothering Santiago as well.
When also the left cross that Payano throws, it's almost like a combination, Jay Leon, of a hook and a cross. It's like a submarine that he goes ahead and sends out.
Yeah, he does. And then he plants it, it goes to the body right after.
You really can't prepare, or how difficult is it to prepare for someone that is unorthodox but does have an amateur background as deep and as accomplished as Payano?
Honestly, it's really hard because you don't have too much sparring that's awkward like him. But, I mean, you know, you got to work on your basic fundamentals of boxing. And that's using your jab, in and out movement, and using your range.
And some would say, if you just look on the surface of Payano, that he's a wild and erratic fighter, but it works to his advantage. But as we look at his amateur record, that is very deep, he can actually be a pure boxer as he gets caught with the right cross from Alexis Santiago, and maybe he can pick it up here in the second half of the 9th round. But there is a method to the madness when it comes to Juan Carlos Payano.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? Santiago did catch him with a good right hand. He can punch while Payano's punching, and with that right hand, kind of plant that right hand and time him.
When Santiago, almost sneaky-like, so, you know, Payano's throwing, and then Santiago just kind of catches you, bing, right there, and it's, you know, you see Payano back up for a brief moment.
Correct, and here he just tried it there, but yeah. You know, Payano's throwing a lot of shots without moving his head, so you can almost kind of time him coming in and doing what he does.
It's almost like Payano has gotten careless in the sense that, well, I took his best shot, my head snapped back a little bit, but it put me down, and he gets caught again.
Right.
But Payano is throwing punches, but for Santiago, it's those, he's landing, but he needs to throw more.
Yeah, he's not following up. He needs to follow up with those good right hands that he's landing. Short, good right hands. He needs to bring the hook behind it.
Payano trying to back up Alexis Santiago. An eventful 9th round as we have 1 more remaining, and the blood now streaming once again from the forehead of Juan Carlos Payano. That's the end of the 9th. 1 more remaining in this action-packed 9th round between Juan Carlos Payano and Alexis Santiago. And here we see action from the 9th round. He got caught with a punch there, did Juan Carlos Payano. As we go ahead and take a look, he threw a punch, going to using his work rate. Santiago looking for that opening, but it is Payano who still is dictating the pace of this matchup. I want you to go downstairs. Go downstairs.
You need this round. Ultimate round. You need this round to win this fight.
Hey, relax, relax. Be calm. We have 1 more. Don't give this up for nothing. That was Herman Caicedo speaking to Juan Carlos Payano. 10th and final round here in the junior featherweight division. Alexis Santiago has certainly come out, and here is a look at how you have the fight scored. Jay Leon, 89-82. Juan Carlos Payano clearly ahead of Alexis Santiago on your scorecard.
Yeah, he is ahead. He's doing more work. I want Santiago to do so much more, but he's not. You know, he's letting Payano just punch on him. He has some good counters in there, but he needs to do more than that.
Well, it's a learning experience as well for Santiago to be able to deal with someone who is like a buzzsaw in the ring, like Juan Carlos Payano.
Of course, you know, it comes with experience. So, you know, as time goes on, he'll grow from this and learn from it, hopefully. But the fight is not over.
No, it's certainly not. You know what's unique about Juan Carlos Payano is here in the junior featherweight division, 33, especially in the lighter weight classes, is considered not young, so to speak. I mean, it's almost considered old, but Payano has not let up one bit tonight, and nor has he during the course of his professional career.
No, he hasn't. And that's one thing. A lot of wisdom is something. Wisdom is something in this fight, in this fight game. And you know, when you have wisdom and you know how to do certain things in there to get you by, the tricks and things like that, that gets you far in this game, no matter what age you are.
Well, I mean, Floyd Mayweather, a indication of that is he's 40 years of age, but you know, you can just hear from what Floyd is saying in the lead up to Conor McGregor that he is training smarter in this, lead up to his 50th training camp.
Yeah. That's the thing, he's been doing this since almost since birth.
Literally.
You know what I mean? So.
And going down is Payano, but that was a slip there, as Tony Weeks rules it a slip. Santiago coming out with more of a sense of urgency with a minute left in this fight, but Payano is throwing punches from a multitude of angles. This has been a terrific main event, PBC on FS1 to commence fight week here in Las Vegas. Santiago is looking to go downstairs, but Payano, they are engaged. Close range, Tony Weeks separates them. 30 seconds left. Two straight lefts that connected for Payano. But back comes Santiago with a sweeping right cross of his own. Final moments. Juan Carlos Payano and Alexis Santiago. This has been entertaining here in Las Vegas as they go the distance. Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the full 10 rounds, we go to the scorecards. Here are your score totals. Judge at ringside, Tim Cheatham scores the bout 100-90, and judges Adelaide Bird and Dave Moretti are the same, 99-91 for your winner by unanimous decision, Juan Carlos